Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 5.
It is 5 o'clock and you're watching us here now live on Mississippi Live Weather. I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Lopon. We'll talk to our meteorologist Gabe Maynor here in a couple of moments as it is, I guess, hot enough for everybody, right? Luckily, this is the peak of the heat. We will keep some of the significant heat around as we look toward tomorrow and the next couple of days, potentially in a few locations, but hopefully it doesn't build much more from where we're at. I think it probably won't. Of course, welcome in here to the Room Weather Center. As we look at our headlines this evening, that heat is hanging on for some locations for now. We do keep some of those excessive heat warnings in effect in through to the Thursday. I don't think that's for everybody that we're as hot, though we'll look at that more detail city by city here in just a couple of minutes. There is relief on the way in the form of a front that will drop those temperatures through the extended forecast. Not a lot, but closer to what we expect for this time of year, and that's an improvement. Now, rain chances, it really depends on the timing of how our front comes into the area. Our meteorologist Gabe Maynor walking us through that hour by hour here in a couple of moments. But at this instant here outside in Greenwood, heat is still, unfortunately, the story. It is 108 for that feels like temperature. We were up around 100 degrees for that actual temperature recently, and you can see not down much at this point. So blistering hot, those wet bulb globe temperatures we just talked so much about lately, off the chart again, which is the reason why all those outdoor activities completely discouraged again if you're exerting yourself out there for a lot of spots, including out in the Delta. More manageable in Macon than almost any other location. We're 94 for the temperature. It feels like 102, and that's not cool. But that 10 degrees there on that heat index making a big difference. A few of those puffy clouds. We'll look at the latest on Mississippi Live Weather Radar here in a couple of moments. And outside right now in Winona, it is 99 degrees. It feels like 108 there as well. And there's one of those developing storms around. Now, there's not many of those out there. And storms might be overestimating our description just a little bit as we look there in Montgomery County. We have a couple up here. One there near the Dubber community. Another one there near Eskridge. Of course, Winona there on your screen. So let's go ahead and put this into play. Show you the loop over the course of the last hour. And again, these are very small, kind of drifting from a northeast back to southwest sort of direction. We just have this weakness in our overall ridge, despite the fact it's suppressing us and keeping the heat very much in play. And so it's allowed a couple of these little pop-up showers. There's not a ton out there at this point in time and not expected to have a ton more develop in the afternoon. We've had a few of these also popping up back toward Louisville, a couple there south of the Columbus area as well at this point. But the vast majority of us, as you can see, in the dry category again this afternoon, though we do have a few thunderstorms out there into Alabama. So this is our real weather story, isn't it? Again, these extreme heat warnings continue for all our locations on the Mississippi side through tomorrow at 8 p.m. Lafayette County or Webster County or Montgomery County or Tallahatchie County, all involved in that. Our what we call heat advisory or sometimes excessive heat advisory there for locations in Alabama through tomorrow evening as well. Again, it has not been quite as hot near the Alabama state line. The heat index still 99 Red Bay, 100 in Hamilton, but obviously that's a lot better than the 106 in Grenada, the 105 in Eupora, though only 100 in Kosciuszko, and feels like 108 right now in Greenwood. Actual temperature 97. So again, in most cases, we're adding about 10 degrees to the actual temperature for what it feels like, especially for the Delta, but you can see only adding a couple more there on Yucca and Red Bay, definitely in the better category than most of us. So as you can see here for the first 12, we're still tracking a couple isolated showers next couple hours. Most of us are going to be dry, mid 80s at 9, still feeling like mid 90s most spots. So those heat indices, obviously for any of those outdoor activities you would be doing in the evening, it's a bit of a struggle into this evening. Your most, opportune time to do those things early morning tomorrow. As you can see, we'll be about 76. Now, we heat up again pretty quickly, but we are dry overnight. The stickiness factor is still noticeable. On the wide shot here on Doppler radar, our surface analysis showing the showers and thunderstorms down closer to the coast. We maybe better show this on our satellite here. I'm going to show our satellite. We're going to look at the water vapor. You can kind of tell there's sort of this area here, this little weakness in our overall ridge with high pressure largely out to the east and the west, where we have a few of these showers and thunderstorms to develop. That's going to kind of continue to be what helps spark some of these next few days. But a front coming in from the north is the big weather story and will finally bring us the cooler temperatures that everybody has been praying for. I guess unless you own a snow cone stand or a water park, right? Those cooler temperatures, though, that front is largely not moving a ton initially here. That's why as it comes toward us, we still have another day or so where the heat dominates. We are mainly dry, though this does show a couple isolated showers and thunderstorms. We're bringing it a little closer here, and we'll dig a lot more into this in a minute. A couple little pop-ups out there for the evening time period. Gabe will be looking at hour by hour with the Futurecast and the zoomed-in view in a minute. But again, this is the story, this is the front, and it's coming toward us. It's just taking its time. So from 76 at 6 a.m., we're 84 degrees by 9 a.m., feeling like probably 94 by noon, and 96 in the afternoon. A greater quantity of showers and thunderstorms trying to pop up as we progress throughout your afternoon on Thursday. That's one of the things our meteorologist Gabe Maynor is timing out for you with Futurecast here in a minute, is when those could arrive into your area. And coming up in 60 seconds, we do have 80s for some locations. Okay, most locations for a few days. How long could that last? Your 7-day forecast as Mississippi Live Weather here at 5 o'clock continues right after this.
As a nurse, I've seen a lot of people with sleep deprivation. It affects their job, their home life. At Room to Room, we want to take the guesswork out of buying a mattress, and that's why we brought in this technology. It shows you what you need. We want to do the assessment and find exactly what's perfect for you.
For more than 100 years, First Choice Bank has provided dedicated community banking to North Mississippi. The banking products and services you need when you need them. At First Choice, you're our priority. Make First Choice your choice for banking.
We're not just roofers, we're licensed contractors. Local, trusted, backed by hundreds of 5-star reviews from your neighbors.
We don't cut corners, only complete systems with premium warranties. And we keep you informed every step of the way.
We're detailed, thorough, and clean, and we make it affordable, with financing available as low as 0% and same as cash plans. We're not just roofing houses, we're earning trust one neighbor at a time. Call Absolute Restoration.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 5. I hope some folks have at least seen a little bit of those showers, bringing some of that rain-cooled air. But let's go ahead and assess even what happened last night. This was a great shot from one of our weather watchers, Kyle in New Hope. That one massive storm that was rolling across the Alabama state line, very electric, and he just edited this picture to highlight all of that lightning. A great shot there. But basically, if you're driving along Highway 6 or anywhere towards Lowndes County, you got a visual on this, and it continued south into Noxubee, and so folks in Macon got quite the light show as well. Moving into our forecast today, that area of weakness which supplied that isolated thunderstorm still in place for this afternoon. So that's why we're still getting a lot of these outflow boundaries that develop. You can see those rings that are happening, some of that rain-cooled air causing a little miniature cold front on a scale. That's a lifting mechanism, so more showers and storms definitely possible out on the leading edges of those boundaries, and might see a little bit more of the isolated activity further south and east. So that's going to be Lowndes County, Noxubee County, even out there towards Pickens County as we head further into our Wednesday afternoon and evening. But it doesn't end there. We do have those isolated chances still out there towards Grenada County and towards Louisville and Winston County. So several areas, primarily south of Highway 82, getting those rain threats, but hopefully becoming a bit more widespread for our Thursday as well. Wanting to expand things out, we can see on satellite, it's just those thin, wispy clouds that we're seeing a large portion of North Mississippi under. But where those storms do form, you can see some denser cloud cover just as a result of some of those lifting tops. Now, we really see those lifting tops out there towards Alabama, where you're getting those more thunderstorm threats. We had a severe thunderstorm morning, actually over there close to my parents' house. So hopefully they were staying weather aware. Actually, they're not even in town right now. But yeah, still over there towards St. Clair County, getting some of those lifting cumulus clouds, those building, towering clouds. That's what sets the scene for some of those mature thunderstorms, and that's why we get some severe thunderstorm warnings. That can happen in some of these weakness areas. We are getting some of those severe thunderstorm warnings actually down south. Just expanding things out on our national radar here real quick. You can see those severe thunderstorm warnings basically towards Louisiana, flash flood warning in effect towards Baton Rouge. So a lot more active the further south you go, and that's really where that weakness is being shown the heaviest, is towards Louisiana, southern Mississippi, and even southern Alabama, with a few severe thunderstorm warnings as well. The fun thing with this, not really fun, but the interesting thing about it is they're not even under that level 1 threat for severe weather. The primary threat for severe weather actually comes from the frontal boundary way up north. So that's the thing about it. You don't have to have a severe weather outlook to get severe weather. And that's what we were under yesterday with that isolated severe thunderstorm. It can definitely happen if it hits the right boundary at the right time to build in strength. The good thing with those showers, they are cooling us off. You see 90 in Vernon with some of those outflow boundaries pushing through, 93 Aliceville. But the further west you get, where it's a drier forecast, we're talking 100 in Tunica, 99 Clarksdale, and 99 towards Belzona. So a hot forecast west of 55. East of 55, still a hot forecast, but it does get better the further east you go, all thanks to some of that rain-cooled air. And looking on the regional scale, you can kind of see where it's the more moisture wrapping around. We're in the low 90s, maybe even upper 80s in some parts. Dothan down at 76. What a dream, right? But over here in North Mississippi, still mid to upper 90s. And those current alerts showcasing those heated warnings still in place here in North Mississippi and actually extended into our Thursday. So we're not done with that heat threat yet. And a lot of that is due to the rain chances and what time of day they're moving in. We'll break all that down here in just a moment. But for your day planner this evening, we do have the lingering chance of a few isolated showers with a few of those outflow boundaries by 6, 7, even towards 8 o'clock before a much drier forecast moves in place by 9, 10, and really overnight in that extended forecast. So not really going to be anything too widespread, but just these isolated showers, that sporadic development we get this time of year along that weakness in that high pressure setup. So 7 p.m. still getting those isolated showers in place, and that'll continue to 8, 9 o'clock before starting to dissolve on out just a bit more. A few of those could have some pretty electric storm tops as well. As you can see, lightning not going to be out of the question, as well as a brief heavy downpour, but all of that just becomes a little bit less. It dissolves on that out and fades away as we head overnight and into our Wednesday. So looking at that forecast overnight, I should say our Thursday, as we extend into the overnight hours, cloud cover going to highlight our skies yet again. So unfortunately, still not getting a great view for those meteor showers. And as we head into our Thursday morning commute, those mostly cloudy conditions, that's going to highlight a lot of our skies. Low temperatures with that blanket of cloud cover over the sky. We're talking mid to upper 70s, still above average to start the day. And those above average conditions unfortunately remain in place throughout our Thursday. Thursday morning still sticking on the drier side, but as we head further into our late Thursday morning, early Thursday afternoon, that's where those next chances of rainfall move in. So it should be a drier start to your day. I know my wife, it's her first day of school there at Boonville, so she's going to have to drive in cloudy conditions, but she's appreciative of the drier weather. But towards the afternoon, I mean, you do see that little batch of moisture just trying to return. It's just some of those isolated showers that develop out ahead of that frontal boundary. That frontal boundary, right on cue, by about 1:30 moving through the Memphis area. That will be bringing in much cooler weather, but also heightened chances of rainfall. Now, this Futurecast model having that frontal boundary extend mid to late afternoon. Other models have that boundary pushing in later at night. So rain chances, we say it depends, because it depends on when that front really kicks in. And of course, we'll be tracking this all throughout our Thursday morning for the latest timing on this. So of course, keep it here at Mississippi Live Weather. Those isolated showers do continue to develop and become a bit more widespread whenever we're talking about the 4, 5 o'clock hour into our Thursday evening. So heightened rain chances expected for our Thursday. 40 to 50% coverage can be expected, and much higher chances than what we've had here across North Mississippi the past few days. That front back behind it, cooler air. But since it's moving in post-peak heating, then the high temperatures are still going to reach our highest temperatures. So mid to upper 90s with a few triple digits. Again, not out of the question, but heading into Friday, that front will really kick in and we'll see the effects of it, which is much cooler air. So the heat indices that are above 110, the hot temperatures that are above 95, 96, I mean, those are going to be a thing of the past until, they move back into the forecast. We are still in summer, but at least we'll get a little brief break that we can enjoy. So Thursday evening, those isolated showers and storms continue on the back end of this front. front, so keep that rain gear around for any Thursday evening plans we may have. And then by the time we get towards that Friday morning forecast, it'll be a much drier forecast as that front kind of kicks further towards our south. So as we head into our Friday, much better weather, a cooler start to the day, a cooler afternoon, and on top of that, some isolated development of showers as well. So not dry all day long, but at least keeping those rain chances around. Still going to be about 40 to 50% coverage on that forecast on our Friday. So it's important we have that rain gear around, but enjoy the cooler weather. Whenever we add the rain-cooled air on top of the cooler temperatures already, we could be talking about mid to upper 80s as high temperatures for a large portion of North Mississippi. 6 p.m., those showers try to stick around with that large batch of moisture moving in by 10. Now, not all models showcasing this. This is one of our, more intense models. So, of course, it's going to show a little bit more of that precipitation. But we do have it staying on the drier side into our Friday night, and even that moisture, that's on one of our more aggressive models pushing further to the south. So, not going to be heightened chances of rainfall overnight, and hopefully those drier conditions really kick in so we can fully enjoy those cooler temperatures. I mean, look at high temperatures for Friday. Upper 80s over there towards the South Haven, Senatobia, and Tunica area. The further south and east you go, that moisture is still in place with a lot of that frontal boundary still lingering around. So 93 probably going to be the highest temperature we reached that day, 93, 94, somewhere in that range. So it's still going to be hot, but not nearly as hot as what we've seen. And heat indices follow that same trend. Heat indices in the upper 80s, Holly Springs and Corinth, that is something that you just have to marvel at because we are rarely at that point, especially during this time of year. Still above triple digits, so I do expect at least a few heat advisories to remain in place for our Friday. So heat, once again, still the story, and will continue to be the story for Friday for some parts. But by the weekend, that really starts to be mitigated all across North Mississippi. So you can see on your screen, Thursday at 8 p.m., that extreme heat warning still in place, so we extended it another 24 hours. But beyond that point, we are expecting cooler conditions to move in place and much better conditions at that. So you can see, basically all encompassing the good part of North Mississippi, and that can really be seen as well with our wet bulb globe temperatures. Just walking through the extreme portion out there in the Delta, but high conditions all across the rest of Mississippi with a few moderate conditions sprinkled in here and there. Overall, not a time to be outside tomorrow afternoon because of the heat, and then we transition it into showers. So just try and stay indoors if you can in the air conditioning, and of course in the roofed areas to keep you dry from all that rainfall. But heading into Friday should be a great time to get outside and enjoy a bit more of that forecast. If you can handle the rain a little bit, more of those extreme conditions isolated to Belzona and Hollandale. Those high conditions going to be 82 and further south. And then the further north you get, the cooler air that'll be in place. And we're going to be in those low conditions, basically Highway 6 and north. That is a fantastic forecast, and it only looks better heading into the weekend. So enjoy it. Now, one of the things that we'll be talking about tonight at 6 with our Chief Meteorologist, Matt Lawpon, is the latest on that weakness, breaking down the jet stream and why we're seeing the hot temperatures, and we're also seeing the active pattern with a few of those showers. Matt, do you want to break down a little bit more of what we'll be seeing?
Yeah, I do. And one of the things we'll talk about there, and it's an interesting verbiage thing because it's hard to describe. You mentioned the word weakness, and you can see how much shorter I am than you right now. I'm not like some other meteorologists where you have to have them.
You can wear some platform heels or something.
Nah, that's fine. I'm good. You're just tall. That's why you're better at basketball. But it's the phrase you used. You said the weakness, and the thing is, what is the weakness? Well, the ridge is what suppresses thunderstorm development. It's what also we get trapped in that, and we get the heat that just builds day after day. Well, there's a weakness in the ridge. So it's interesting that the weakness produces storms, but it's just kind of like the weakness in the lid allowing something to kind of bubble up. And maybe like a weakness in the balloon is where the air starts seeping out. That's kind of like this. It's the weakness there. So it's funny that weak is where something like strong storms come from, but that's what we'll talk about where that is and how that could affect us coming up at 6.
Oh, and you mentioned the board too that we were talking about earlier, how when you get to the middle of the board, it's a little bit weaker, it wobbles a little bit more.
But on the sides,
on the sides, it's a little bit more sturdy. So I feel like that's a perfect representation of what we're seeing, and of course you'll break that down in more detail coming up here in the next 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Perfect. So all the more reason to stay tuned. And of course, there is great temperatures coming this weekend that all of North Mississippi will get to enjoy.
Absolutely. And if you want to enjoy our weather app, of course, you can do that. Mississippi Live weather app, free and available for all of those different devices, iOS and Android. I just think the 100,000+ of you that have downloaded this, which is just incredible. It is more above and beyond what I ever thought God would do. And why do you limit God? You shouldn't. But it just, in my brain, I just never expected that. So just thank you so much for the amazing support that you have given us. It certainly will help us to be sustainable. If you do know friends and family that haven't done that yet, a good way to do that is to snap this picture and then go ahead and show them, and they can actually scan your phone with their camera and download this. I know we're in summer right now, it's not that big a deal, but we're gonna be getting fall severe eventually, and having access to this will make sure that they know right where to go in the case of severe weather.
And you say not a big deal. We had a severe thunderstorm warning yesterday.
That's
so
true.
Mississippi does like to keep us on our toes even in the calm periods of time.
Exactly, so things will get a lot less calm going forward. Again, we'll be back at 6 o'clock with the latest on your forecast. We'll talk about that little difference there and hopefully feature some more of your Weather Watcher pictures. So keep it here for the latest, and thanks for watching.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy.